lesson. See, way back in 1949, when Owen Godwin founded this place, he didn't call it Gatorland. No, he actually called it the Florida Fish and Wildlife Institute, which is a pretty cool name for like a school or something, but you know, we're not a school. So he had to rethink that one, but he wanted to come up with a name that was fun. Something exciting, you know? Something like Snake Village. Now, between you and me, I would love to go to a place called Snake Village. They're one of my favorite animals. But back in the 1950s, folks were even more scared of snakes than they are today. So it wasn't getting a lot of traction, and not a lot of folks were coming to the park. Well, he had to rethink that one more time, but this time, he went to the smartest person he knew, his wife, Beryl. And she said, I think you're overthinking it. We got a lot of gators, and we got a lot of land. So why don't we just call it Gatorland? And you know what? The name stuck. 70 years later, here we are, Gatorland, the alligator capital of the world. Now, if y'all look over to your right-hand side, you're going to see the backside of Gator Joe's Swamp Buggy Outpost. That's where you can sign up for our Swamp Buggy ride. It's basically a big old monster truck that takes you on a rip-roaring off-road Florida adventure through the back 40 acres of the park. And get this, you even crash through a pond full of 101 real gators. Now, if y'all do go on that ride, you better ask your Swamp Buggy drivers about my friend Pops. He's a really cool gator with a very neat story, but the only way to see him is by riding our Swamp Buggy ride. On the first of our saltwater crocodile enclosures. This first one here is home to Morton and his lady, Sheila. This next enclosure is home to Big Daddy Dundee. We call him Big Daddy because he's the largest saltwater croc that we got here at Gatorland. He is over 14 feet long, and he's more than 1,400 pounds. That's like 100 pounds a foot. If you measure using the metric system, that's approximately a whole lot. Yeah, like really big. Y'all can also see our Nile crocodiles. That would be Sultan and his lady, Blondie. Now, Blondie's special. She's got herself a genetic mutation that makes her lighter in tone, more of a golden sandy color than most Nile crocodiles. This is also called our large mammal enclosure because it's full of large mammals. But one of the first that you guys are going to see isn't a very large mammal at all. That's Felix, and he's our miniature donkey. Over on the other side, you can see Mikey. He's the all-black bull with the white face. And if you're wondering who that pretty redhead is over there, that's Amelia, and she's a Texas Longhorn. I'm also going to take a second to tell you about these big old black birds you've probably seen all around Gatorland. Those are the American black vulture, and they play a very important job here. In fact, gators and vultures go together like peanut butter and jelly, or Hall & Oates. Basically, gators are very messy eaters, and vultures love to pick up the scraps, so they make a great cleanup crew around here. your left-hand side, and you'll see our emu pavilion. And you'll never guess what's in there. Spoiler alert, it's emus. Emus are the second largest flightless bird in the whole world. They can get over 6 feet tall, and they can run faster than 30 miles an hour. So good luck catching up to those guys. Also on your left-hand side, you can see the arena where we hold our Legends of the Swamp show. A very cool show where you can see a gator wrangler pull a gator up out of the water and then teach you all about it. Not only that, but he'll also teach you what to do if you ever encounter an alligator out in the wild. Now that's vital information to have here in Florida, considering that we share our state with over 2 million alligators. Another cool show you guys can catch around here is our Up Close Encounters show, where you can get up close and really encounter some of the creepy crawly, hairy, scary, slithery, slimy critters we got here at the park. And you can even hold one of them, if you're feeling brave enough. Now, right by the Up Close Encounters show, you can see Bobby. He is the best dancer in the whole park. Now, if you're walking around and you're getting sick of the creepy crawly, hairy, scary, and slithery, slimy stuff, well, I can't relate. I love that stuff. But we do have a petting zoo for you. It's got sheep and goats and even an emu that y'all can go in there to feed and pet. But my favorite critter in the whole petting zoo is Miriam. Please don't pet Miriam. She doesn't like it. Now over on your right-hand side through the leaves and the brush, you can see a couple alligators, and that's because this here is our alligator breeding marsh, home to 150 live gators. Now about 100 of those are female, and 50 of them are male. Keeping our ratio at about 2 to 1 like that helps us cut down on fights during the mating season. Now you guys are also going to see some of the prime real estate for our female gators. At the head is a great nesting ground for them. So during the nesting season, they come over here to build their nests, then they lay their eggs, and then it's up to us folks in the brown hats to go and get those eggs. Now I know that sounds like real dicey work, but I promise it's worth it. Because a gator in the wild only has about a 5% chance of surviving past the nest. But here at Gatorland, where we collect those eggs and we put them in our incubators, that chance jumps up to over 90%. And I think that's radical. Now over on your right-hand side in the little red house, that's Kindred. He's hanging out in this area somewhere, and he's a very sweet little African sculpata tortoise. Alrighty friends, now we are approaching the station. We're pulling back in. So now is the time to check around your feet, check around your seat. Make sure you didn't lose anything, or I am going to have some cool souvenirs. I also want to remind all the grown-ups on board to please wash your head as you get off the train. I see folks bonk their head on this thing all the time, and I can tell you from experience that it smarts. I really don't recommend it. Now, my name is Chloe, and I want to wish you guys an awesome rest of your day here at Gatorland, the alligator capital of the world.